Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So today I was watching CNN and they were reporting on the situation in Florida. You have Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and they passed this Stop Woke law. And because of that, teachers are fearful that they may face felony charges for having certain books in their classroom libraries and for teaching about certain subjects. So, these teachers are censoring themselves. They have covered up books in order to avoid any situation and close their libraries. Some of them have removed books from their classrooms. And under Florida law, it's my understanding that the teachers can submit books for review by the state, and the state will determine whether or not the books are approved or acceptable and all that kind of stuff. And as I was listening to this story, I just thought that it was crazy that something like that is happening in America, the so-called land of the free, home of the brave, a country where we're told that we have freedom of speech. It is insane that this is happening. And I know that there are several lawsuits challenging the Stop Woke Act, and rightfully so. I think that it's unconstitutional that you would have this situation where you have a state banning certain books from the classroom, where you have a state telling teachers that they can't teach or discuss certain subjects. And basically you have a situation where a governor is using education as a political football. He is using this as some kind of cultural hot issue to generate a lot of support among these right-wing racist Republicans. And this man is positioning himself to run for president of the United States, as I said in a prior video. And as I'm listening to this stuff, it just makes me think about a dictatorship. One of the first things that a dictatorship does is it bans books. It burns books, prevents people from having access to certain information. And by doing so, you are undermining democracy. You're undermining the right to freedom of speech. And you're suppressing certain groups of people, including African Americans. And as you all know, I did a video recently about this same governor banning an AP course in African American history. Even though he's not banning courses on other types of history, on European history and all these other types of history and stuff like that. He's using education to discriminate against African Americans. And you have a situation where teachers are censored and they fear losing their positions. They fear losing their jobs and facing felony charges for having their students read certain things or discuss certain things. This is crazy. It reminds me of Big Brother, the book 1984, where you had censorship and you had the government dictating and controlling everything. And it's just crazy that this is coming from the same people that advocate small government. They're so against government intervention in certain affairs, but they have no problem with the government telling teachers what kind of books they can have in their classroom. Even though they're so against big government, they have no problem saying what kind of classes can be in the classroom, what kind of classes can be taught, or what kind of books can be read in class. And this is just crazy, and I hope that those lawsuits are successful because this law is unconstitutional, this Stop Woke Act. And as one of my colleagues was pointing out, the language in that act, the fact that they called it Stop Woke says a lot, because we know that term woke is primarily associated with Black people gaining consciousness and being involved and engaged in their communities. So this Stop Woke Act is really about stopping Black people and stopping knowledge about Black people and Black history and culture. That's what we're talking about. And it is just crazy that this man is positioning himself to become president. He's in the process of running for president. And I think that he would be far worse than a Donald Trump, as bad as Donald Trump is. Imagine this man, Ron DeSantis, trying to implement something like this, this censorship type of situation nationwide. We need to stop this man. And that's why these elections matter. That's why each and every single one of us need to be registered to vote and vote in the election. And I know it's a challenge in a place like Florida where you have, a red state and all that kind of stuff, but the people need to do everything that they can to vote this guy out. Every black person in Florida needs to be registered and needs to vote this man out. And, and I know that in a state like Florida, African Americans alone can't just vote this guy out, but we need to partner with others and be actively engaged in the political process so we don't have politicians like this making these kind of detrimental decisions that impact our lives. So those are my thoughts about this. Tell me what you all think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. So peace and blessings. Have a great day.